She was 9 months pregnant when she discovered the father of her child was her son. The shock sent her into labor on a stranger's porch. She woke up in a hospital 3 hours later, having given birth while unconscious. And the man she loved, the man whose baby she'd just delivered, was her own child. The one she'd abandoned 24 years earlier. This isn't fiction. This is about Tasha Williams. A real woman. A real situation. And before you click away thinking you know how this happened, you don't. Because here's what makes this different. Neither of them knew. And here's the question that should terrify you. Could this happen to you? Could you fall in love with someone you should never touch and not even realize it until it's too late? We'll answer that. But first, you need to understand who Tasha was before everything fell apart. Before we continue, please hit the subscribe button, like and share this story to everyone so that they too can listen and learn. God bless you. Now the story continues. Flashback to Oakland, California, 2001. Tasha Williams is 15 years old, pregnant, terrified. Her mother, a religious woman with no patience for teenage mistakes, gives her two options: abortion or shame. Tasha chooses neither. She carries the baby to full term, gives birth in a clinic that asks no questions, holds her son for exactly 2 hours. Then she wraps him in a blanket, places him in a basket, and leaves him outside a grocery store on Ashby Avenue. She writes a note on drugstore paper. His name is Baby Boy Williams. I'm not ready. Please love him. If he needs me someday. And then her mother's address. Her mother's phone number. A breadcrumb trail back to herself. She walks away. Doesn't look back. Tells herself she did the right thing. But here's what she doesn't know. That baby basket, that address, that note. It's going to destroy her life 24 years later. Fast forward. Tasha is 41 now. Divorced. Childless. Working as a social worker helping teenage mothers. Girls who remind her of who she used to be. Every day she counsels them. Think about your future. Think about what's best for the baby. Every day she carries the weight of the son she gave away. She's tried to have children since. Failed. Her marriage collapsed under the pressure of infertility. She believes she's being punished. That God took away her chance at motherhood because she abandoned her first child. But then one afternoon, someone walks into the coffee shop where she works part-time. His name is Nathan. Nathan is 24. Beautiful. The kind of beautiful that makes people stop and stare. But it's not just his looks. It's something else. Something Tasha can't name. When he talks to her, just casual conversation while ordering coffee, she feels it. A pull. A recognition. Like she's known him before. Like he's supposed to be in her life. He comes back the next day. And the next. They start talking. Really talking. He's adopted, he tells her. Raised by a single white mother named Naomi. Had a good childhood. But always felt incomplete. Tasha doesn't tell him about the baby she gave away. Doesn't want to risk ruining this, whatever this is. Because for the first time in 20 years, she feels happy. Within 3 months, they're inseparable. Within 4, he's moved in. And here's where the first crack appears. Nathan is attracted to older women. Always has been. He uses them. Sleeps with them. Takes what he needs and leaves. But with Tasha, it's different. He actually loves her. He doesn't understand why. Just knows that when he's with her, the emptiness stops. 2 months later, Tasha takes a test. Positive. She's 42 and pregnant. And this should be impossible, but it's happening. When she tells Nathan, expecting him to run, expecting him to be like every other young man faced with unexpected fatherhood, he does something she never predicted. He cries. With joy. I've been alone my whole life, he tells her. Now I get to have a family. A real family. They paint a nursery together. Pick out names. Go to ultrasounds where Nathan stares at the screen like he's witnessing a miracle. For 8 months, Tasha believes she's been given a second chance. That God has forgiven her. That this baby, this perfect, wanted baby, is her redemption. She's wrong. It's 3 weeks before her due date. Tasha is enormous. Exhausted. Happy. Nathan has been acting strange lately. Distant. Spending hours on his laptop researching something he won't discuss. Then one evening, he tells her, I want to take you somewhere. Before the baby comes. She asks where. He won't say. Just, it's important. It's about my past. About facing something I've been avoiding. Red flags go up in Tasha's mind. But she's 9 months pregnant. She's in love. She trusts him. So she agrees. And here's the moment where everything you think you understand about this story changes. Nathan has found his birth mother's address, the one from the note in his basket. He's taking Tasha to meet her. He doesn't know that address belongs to Tasha's mother, and Tasha doesn't know they're going there until it's too late. They're in the car, driving through Oakland. Nathan is talking about family, about wanting his birth mother to meet the woman he loves, about connecting the past and the future. Tasha is smiling, nodding, her hand on her belly. And then the streets start looking familiar. Too familiar. She recognizes the corner store, the park, the houses. Nathan, she says slowly. Where exactly are we going? Magnolia Street, he says. 2847 Magnolia Street. Her blood turns to ice. That's her mother's address. The address she wrote on that note 24 years ago. And in this moment, sitting in Nathan's car, 9 months pregnant with his child, Tasha Williams realizes what she's done. The man she loves is her son. The baby inside her is her grandchild. She's pregnant by her own child. Her water breaks. Right there in the car. Not because she's in labor, because her body is shutting down from shock. Nathan is panicking. Tasha, what's wrong? Is it the baby? She can't speak. Can't breathe. The contractions are hitting like explosions. He pulls up to the house. Her mother's house. Her mother comes out. Sees Tasha through the car window. Sees her pregnant daughter in a stranger's car. And then Nathan gets out and says, "Ma'am, I'm Nathan Rivers. I think you know my birth mother? Tasha Williams? She left your address in my basket." Tasha watches her mother's face change. Watches her understand. Watches horror bloom in those old eyes. And then everything goes black. Tasha wakes up 3 hours later in a hospital bed. Her stomach is flat, bandaged. C-section scar. She's had the baby. While unconscious, her body expelled the evidence of what she'd done while her mind refused to process it. A nurse tells her, "Your daughter is healthy. 7 pounds. Perfect." Her daughter. Her granddaughter. Both. Neither. An impossible child. Nathan is in the waiting room. Still doesn't know. Tasha's mother is there too. And Nathan's adoptive mother, Naomi, who's been told everything. Someone has to tell Nathan the truth. Someone has to explain to this 24-year-old man that he's been sleeping with his birth mother, that the child he's been so excited about is his daughter and his half-sister, that he's committed incest without knowing it. Tasha's mother says, "You have to tell him." Naomi says, "Let me." But Tasha says no. This is her responsibility, her sin, her confession. Nathan comes into the hospital room. He looks exhausted, scared. "Tasha, what happened? Why did you collapse? The baby, is she okay?" Tasha can barely look at him. "Nathan," she says. "That address. 2847 Magnolia Street. That was my mother's house." He doesn't understand at first. "What do you mean?" "I mean, I grew up there. I mean, when you were born, that's where I lived. I mean, the note in your basket, the one with that address. I wrote it." Watch his face. Watch confusion become comprehension. Comprehension become horror. He can't say it. Can't make the words real. "I'm your mother. The woman who left you. The woman you've been looking for." Tasha's voice breaks. "And you're my son. The baby I abandoned. The child I've thought about every day for 24 years. He backs away from her. 1 step. 2. "We had a baby," he whispers. "Tasha, we made a baby." "I know." "Oh God." Nathan bends double. Vomits into the trash can beside her bed. "Oh God, what did we do? What did we do?" And here's where it gets darker. The baby starts crying in the nursery down the hall. Their daughter. Their impossible, innocent daughter. Evidence of a love that should never have existed. The hospital wants to know what to put on the birth certificate. Father's name? Nathan refuses. I can't be her father. Do you understand what she is?" Tasha names her Grace. Because they all need grace now. Divine, impossible, undeserved grace. Nathan doesn't hold his daughter. Doesn't even look at her. He tells Tasha, "I can't be near you. Every time I close my eyes, I see everything we did. And it's ruined. All of it. Poisoned." He leaves. Doesn't come back for 3 weeks. When he finally returns, it's only because his therapist convinces him that abandoning Grace would repeat the cycle of trauma. He can't be her father, he says. But he can be her uncle. They can lie. Create a story. Protect the child from the truth of how she was made. Tasha agrees. What choice does she have? So they build a fiction. Tasha got pregnant by someone who's not in the picture. Nathan is Grace's uncle, supporting his, what? Birth mother? The labels don't work anymore. Nothing works. But they try. For Grace, they try. Grace grows up happy, healthy, no genetic issues despite the circumstances of her conception. She calls Nathan Uncle Nathan, calls Naomi Grandma Naomi. She doesn't know that her father and mother are also mother and son. She doesn't know she's the product of accidental incest. For years, it works. The lie holds. But Nathan is destroyed inside. He visits Grace twice a month, brings gifts, plays with her, then goes home and falls apart. He can never look at Tasha without remembering the way she felt, the way he loved her, the 6 months when his life made sense. And Tasha? She loves her daughter fiercely. But every time Grace smiles, Nathan's smile, she's reminded of what she did. When Grace turns 14, she starts asking questions. How did you and Dad meet? Why aren't you together? What happened? Tasha and Nathan decide. At 18, they'll tell her everything. Because she deserves the truth. Because keeping secrets this big eventually destroys everyone. They sit her down, both of them, and they tell her. Tasha starts. When I was 15, I got pregnant. I gave that baby up. That baby was your father. Nathan continues. 24 years later, your mother and I met. We didn't know who each other were. We fell in love. We made you. Grace goes pale. You're saying you and Mom are mother and son, Nathan finishes. Silence. Then Grace stands up, backs away. I'm the product of incest? That's what you're telling me. You're our daughter, Tasha says desperately. Conceived in love by two people who didn't know. Don't touch me. Grace is crying now. Angry, horrified tears. How could you not know? How could you be that stupid? She runs. Doesn't come back for 2 days. When she does, she's different. Harder. She goes to therapy. Processes. Eventually accepts. But she makes them promise. No one else can ever know. This secret dies with them. Here's what makes this story truly terrifying. It could happen to anyone. There are an estimated 400,000 children in foster care or adoption in the U.S. right now. Thousands are adopted with closed records. No information about birth parents. Those children grow up. They date. They fall in love. And sometimes, rarely, but sometimes, they unknowingly connect with biological relatives. It's called genetic sexual attraction. It's real. It's documented. When people who are genetically related but separated at birth meet as adults, they sometimes experience intense attraction. Their DNA recognizes itself even when their minds don't. Tasha and Nathan didn't stand a chance. The universe set them up for tragedy the moment she left that address in his basket. And Grace? She's living proof that our worst mistakes don't just affect us. They ripple forward. They create new people who have to carry the weight of choices made before they existed. So here's what I want you to think about. If you were Tasha, what would you have done differently? Keep the baby at 15 and struggle? Never give him that address. Ask more questions when you met Nathan. If you were Nathan, would you have been able to look at Grace, to love your daughter, knowing what she represented? And if you were Grace, could you forgive your parents for the circumstances of your birth? There are no right answers, just impossible choices and the people who have to live with them. Leave a comment. Tell me what you would do. Because this story isn't over. Grace is 20 now. She's dating. She's thinking about her own future children. And she's carrying a secret that weighs more than any person should have to carry. Some mistakes don't get fixed. They just get survived. Hit subscribe if you want more stories like this. Stories that make you uncomfortable, that make you think, that prove reality is darker than any fiction we could write. Because the worst stories? They're all true. And I'll see you in the next one.